Welcome in, welcome in, welcome back to the Crypto Bully Bear channel where there's only fun decoding and no financial advice. And today I want to get back to this picture. Alright? Now, here I see this can be an R. Here's the stem. Here's the R, the top. This could be the leg here. This is the X. And this could be a backwards P. R, X, P. R, X, P. Now, what I find really interesting with this picture here is this. This looks like a road. Okay? And why do I connect this to Back to the Future? Is because I remember in Back to the Future Part 2, when Doc took off in the DeLorean and it started flying. Remember, he was in a flying car. They were like, oh, where are we going? He goes, oh, don't we need roads? And Doc said, Marty, where are we going? We won't need any roads. And they were in a flying car. Now, in the Jetsons, there's nothing but flying cars in the Jetsons, right? So this here wouldn't make sense to me. Why would they put a road there? It looks like a lane, a road. Now, my critical thinking, and I go back to Back to the Future, Part 2, and I noticed that Doc says where we're going, we don't need any roads. And this right here is a reference to the roads, and I'm going to connect this to Back to the Future. Okay? Again, this is my critical thinking. This is what I see, and this is what I'm trying to show you. And show me, why would they have this particular image? Go watch the Jetsons, okay? This is right in the beginning. They show you the world. They're closing in on the world, and all of a sudden, this crazy design's happening, and then we have an explosion that looks like particles, like fractional pieces. Just like that. Now, again, when we talk about cryptocurrency, we're talking about fractalizing. And these look like small pieces, fractal pieces. Again, that's me. You tell me, and if you think I'm bugging, or then please, in the comments, explain to me what this is. What is this? Why would they have these particular colors explode like that after this image over here? You know, are they showing us maybe that this was old school? This was the rose. This is the X. I mean, this looks like a P to me, an X and an R. Are they saying that, you know, there used to be roads and we had like a Big Bang type thing and now we're all up in space? Okay. So you know that George Jetson, right? That's the father of the show. He works at Spacely Space Sprockets. Now he's coming down to land. I just want you to see. Doesn't that look like Japan? Don't you see the sun, the white? Okay. I mean, if you don't see it, hey, what can I tell you? You don't see it. But I'm just showing you that here's the Japan symbol. Okay? These are the things that connect cryptocurrency. And again, I'm trying to show you why I believe that, you know, certain coins been here since the 50s and the 60s. So we have a cartoon here that's basically showing you here. We got that. Hold on. Okay. Now, I'm just going to get into 3 characters. I'm going to try to break this down to a couple of videos so I don't bore you guys. So, the first guy, we got the father, right? The father's name is George Jetson. Okay? Why is that important, George Jetson? Because George Jetson, his first name is George. Who was the first president? George Washington. Where is he? On the dollar bill. George Washington. Okay? Then we have his wife, Jane Jetson. As you can see, the lady who does the voicing is Penny. Okay? Another reference to money. Jane also. As we know, let's go back to Spider-Man. What was Spider-Man's girlfriend's name? Mary Jane. Why are you saying, oh, why are we going back to Spider-Man? It's because I connect that to Ripple. Remember, go back to Ripple. Go back to Grateful Dead, the music video. They show you the spider in the movie. Again, I did plenty of videos. Go look back at my videos with Spider-Man. Go to the last Spider-Man movie, No Way Home. Spider-Man is literally Ripple. He's wearing gold in his uniform for the first time. He fights on the bridges by the George Washington Bridge. I mean, if you don't see it, that's on you. Anyway, getting back to the Jetsons, so you have Jane. Again, why is that important? Because like I said, the voiceover is Penny. Jane, Doe, when you die, right? Because things are dying. Is the dollar going to die? Is the penny going to die? Then we have Jane and Doe. When they don't know your name, they toe tag you Jane and Doe, right? Then we have the daughter. I'm going to go through 3 characters in here. We're going to go through the parents and the daughter. And then you got Judy Jetson. I know you guys are going to tell me I'm far-reaching, and that's fine. But I'm going to tell you that Judy Jetson most likely probably represents Judy Shelton. Why is that? Is because I'm going to make this connection. Judy Shelton had made a statement referencing Back to the Future, stating how cryptocurrency can be backed by gold, like Back to the Future type gold. All right, she makes a reference of Back to the Future. She makes a reference of cryptocurrency being tied to the gold standard. Okay, and she was supposed to be linked with Trump. We know also Trump is linked to Back to the Future. Go watch my videos if you don't understand what I'm saying now. Okay? So you have Judy Jetson. Like I said, I believe she's connecting to Judy Shelton. So here's some images. I was watching a few of the episodes, just trying to get familiar with some of the episodes and what they were saying. And as you can see, like I said, numerology is big. If you need to know, you need to understand gematria. Gematria is a big part of numerology and value. The bigger people, the bigger parties, the 1%ers, they speak in different codes. And they speak in numbers and words. So let's get back. So he actually says, he thinks it's some type of joke here. He actually says, do I have to go to set 33, right? Okay. Here we go. If you remember Back to the Future Part 3, the Wild Wild West, right, with Mad Dog and everything like that, wasn't there a part? He could be Marty. I'm just saying, he could be Marty. Why wait unless you're chicken? Remember we heard, you don't call me chicken. You remember with Marty talking to Mad Dog?
What's wrong, dude? You get up! That's what I thought. Yellow belly. Nobody calls me yellow. Let's finish it right now.
Yeah, just to show you how a little bit it connects with Back to the Future. Now here he says, The Jetsons is an American animated sitcom produced by Hanna-Barbera Productions. Why is that important? Because if you don't have the eyes to see, or if you don't have friends in the industry, and I'm not going to mention names, then you will be lost in the cut. Okay? Why you think Hannah with the Barbera Productions? Hbar. You have Hbar. They even put the bar there in between the names. Hbar. Hanna-Barbera. Okay? Hanna-Barbera been around since the 50s. Okay? I showed you Hbar was on Back to the Future Taxi Part 2. I even did a video on a documentary that they did on the taxi that they never mentioned the Hbar that was on the window. Again, I don't know how much more information you want to see before you believe that Hbar is the one. I'm showing you my journey. I'm showing you what I seen, the information I collected, my critical thinking that I put to work, my sources from the outside that I get a little bit here and there, and I take a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and I create my own reality. And I bring it to you with these videos. Okay? That, my friend, is Hbar. Okay? They're all in cahoots with one another. Okay? Let's get into the show. All right. As we can see, it was aired. The first time it was aired in September 23 and 62. 1962. Okay, this cartoon was out. Okay? Now, again, like I said, you have George. Is the George Washington... This is the George Washington. It's on the dollar bill. Jane, who you can look at as Spider-Man's girlfriend, that's connected to that, to Ripple, or you can look at it as the dollar dying. Okay, the dollar is married to the dying Jane. All right. Then you have Judy. Like I said, Judy Shelton was big with Back to the Future reference, talking about gold, the standard, and crypto. Then you have Jetson's boss. Now here you have George, right? George Jetson, his boss, Mr. Spacely. But look at his first name, Cosmo. Cosmo G. Spacely. Okay? And his wife, Mrs. Spacely, Mrs. Petunia. Okay? The first episode, you'll see Mr. Spacely, but the first thing he says is, hey, lovely Stella, or good morning, my lovely Stella. But his wife's name is Stella. Okay? So you got George Washington, the dollar bill. Got Jane as the dying dollar bill, married to the dying dollar. All right. You got Judy, who I consider it was connected to Judy Shelton. If you don't think that that's correct, then I want to hear your comments and thinking then who she represents. If you even think she represents anybody. Then you have George's boss, Mr. Cosmos. Hello. And then, like I told you, Cosmos is going to be big. Like I told you, Cosmos is the symbol on the Phoenix, on the front magazine of the economics. Okay? That is what's on the front. He's the boss. Cosmos is the boss. And then you have his wife, Stella. Okay? Who else was Stella? Marty's grandmother in Back to the Future Part 1. When he gets hit by the car and the father comes out and he says, oh, one of these kids got hit again. And he screams for his wife. And he screams, Stella. Okay? Now I'm showing you that these coins been around since the 60s, probably the 50s. Okay? This is my vision. If you don't think that I'm correct, that's fine. I respect that. Okay? If you think my channel's whack, I respect that also. Okay? Go find a better channel then. Or go find somebody that knows what they're talking about. If you don't think I know what I'm talking about, if you think I'm reaching. Alright? And I'm going to show you some other shit where I believe that and this is not my own belief, I really believe that the Jetsons are showing us, or trying to tell us, that the world is flat. Now, I mean, I don't give a fuck if it's flat or if it's round. Okay? But I'm going to show you. This is only part 1. I'm going to show you in part 2. I'm going to speak about the other characters. Elroy, Astro, the robot. Okay? Even the robot's name is Rosie. Alright? Rosie Rio. We'll get into that later. Okay? But I'm going to show you how mostly all these characters are connected to somehow with cryptocurrency. So anyway, this is the first, well, this is really the second part. The first part was the image that I showed you, and then I brought the image and I showed you what I seen in that image. And now I'm breaking down the characters and why I believe that some coins been around since the 50s and the 60s. I mean, I'm talking about 60 plus years. Okay? And why I am about to go heavy on some bags. Anyway, this is the end of this clip. I hope you enjoyed this second session of the Jetsons. And thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing. And please put in the comments and let me know what you feel, or how far you think I'm reaching. Or if you think this information is mind-blowing, please smash the like button and the subscribe button. so we can get this out there. We can get more people to see it, and we'll get more eyes and ears on these particular materials, and we can have them come over and maybe help us see more of what we don't see. Thank you.